Hello, everyone. My name is Akita Akari Aurora, and this is your pick of the pile for this week. We are working on the word or meditating on the word desire this week. And I thought that a good pick of pile for around the word desire would be, since we are going into April, and I see April as a very activating, a very, very activating month. I said, well, let's see how our desires are going to manifest during April and what aligned actions we need to take place so that our desires can manifest, as well as what are the outcomes that we will experience once we have reached our desires. So, three things I'm looking at: aligned actions, what desire will manifest, and what are the outcomes from that manifestation. Because sometimes we are working on something, and it doesn't really go how we expect it to go. I have a saying that I love to use, and it says, what I expect will happen or something better. So even when our expectations and our desires are not met, there's more stuff coming, and it's stuff that we didn't even anticipate or we didn't think that we were going to receive, and we get what we want plus, plus, plus. All right. And we have to also remember that our desires are a combination of our sacral energy, our passions, and what we're creating, our creative passions, what we're passionate about, right? So that's coming from the sacral center, the orange, and we're using our throat chakra to speak our creativity and our creations and our desires and our passions. So we're using the blue from the throat chakra, and we're using the orange from the sacral chakra to bring forth those desires, okay? Or to bring forth our creations. But we have to speak. We always have to speak things into existence using sound. Sound is a very powerful energy to use in terms of activation, creation, and manifestation, right? All right, so let's look at the piles. This is pile one, beautiful pink on there, pink shell. Pile two, the burnt orange. Pile three, the white. And pile four is the violet. Now, I selected this reading in the cards yesterday, and I was going to do it last night. Spirit told me to hold off. And then I had some magic come through last night, and some more magic happened today. So I'm actually very excited to see what these piles reveal. I have looked at pile one, but I have not looked at the other one. And one of the things I did not do last week was I didn't pick a pile. And the reading last week around the word, what was the word, dedications, was so good. And I said to myself, man, I wish I picked a pile. But how my week turned out, I realized that, yeah, I could see which of those piles were in alignment with my energy anyway. But this week I have picked a pile. So when we get to that pile, I will also reveal if it's my pile, if it's my choice as well, then to see how I resonate with the pile that I've picked. All right. So one more time, pile one, the pink shell, pile two with the burnt orange shell, pile three with the white shell, and pile four with the violet shell. All right. So of course we'll start this with pile one, and I'll just move all of these beautiful crystals out the way, as well as the piles. So that we only have pile one, and we'll see what's there with pile one. It's the first time I'm doing it this way, but it's part of being creative, right? Finding new ways to do new things. All right, so what desires are being activated? What are the aligned actions that we need to do in order to bring forth our desires? And once those desires come through or come true, what is it that will come next, right? So this is pile one. Let's see what pile one reveals. Oh, and I didn't mention what decks we're using. So we're using the 13 Moon deck. This is the first card out from the 13 Moon deck. And it's to catalyze. Let's just look at all of them at the same time. Gentleness. Yep. This is the positive affirmation deck. This is the crystal deck. And this is the chakra deck. All right. So pile one, we have holistic health. Let's make sure you can see them. Yeah. Catalyze. And the lapis lazuli for past life. And gentleness. So I would say the aligned action for pile one is the gentleness, right? So come into gentleness. And what is that really saying? That could be the gentleness on how we treat ourselves and how we handle ourselves, as well as how we handle others. What's coming to mind is compassion, right? Let's just read from the card. It says, I speak, oh, and throat chakra, perfect alignment. I speak with gentleness and I listen with gentleness. So that's definitely communication, right? Being able to speak and to listen with gentleness. I align with the the gentlest part of myself. And I take joy in being receptive, open, and unafraid. So that's the aligned action right there. I am like a baby deer who's best friends with a baby elephant. The baby elephant wraps its little trunk around my shoulders, and we lie down gently on the grass, daydreaming and talking about what sorts of humans the clouds look like. That's interesting. So it's usually the humans looking at the clouds, right? This is the cloud looking at the humans. So gentleness, and that's the aligned action, being able to communicate, receive, and give with a heart of gentleness, right? So taking a step back. And when I say take a step back in terms of being attached to having this emotional attachment to things around us, being able to let go without, a big fuss, and being able to receive with just that gratefulness and thanks. So silence is also coming in, it might be a time of retreat and healing, but it's all like you're not making this big noise about it. You're really in a silent place, and that gentleness comes out, and the healing is coming in too because of this lapis lazuli and the past life and the holistic health, right? Oh, just got burnt. And the catalyze. I did not pick pile one. So this is not for me. But that could be a sign, because catalyze is there, and when you catalyze, you ignite something and you jump into action, and the catalyst is that spark that gets you going. So what I'm seeing too is this gentleness, this healing that's coming into this clearing, not healing, clearing, which brings forth the holistic healing. So that is, if you take the aligned action of being gentle with yourself and with others, forgiveness too. Spirit is guiding me to say that forgiveness, right? So there's this forgiveness that needs to take place, and maybe that catalyzing, yes, transform, ignite, reveal, burn away, awaken, yes. So pile one, what I and in the past life with the lapis lazuli. So April is activating you in terms of getting you to release literally some past life clearing, some past life traumas, some past life density, some past life fears, right? And you're gonna do that through gentleness. So the which you're activating, or which desire that is going to come through, are going to be activated in April is being able to start this process of healing and ancestral that is coming in right now, the ancestral clearing, but you're doing it with a heart of forgiveness and love and gentleness to come into the holistic health. And that's number 7. And this is the chakra card, right? So this holistic health is really talking about the root chakra, right? And really being grounded. And again, we can take it back into that anchoring in, spirit is guiding me, anchoring in the information from this past life, from this remembering, but clearing out what you need to clear out. So when we tap into past life memories and all of that stuff, and in the also even in the ancestral realm, and the Akashic records, we have to remember, just like in every other field and every other existence, there's an up and a down. There's a left and a right per se. There's a negative and a positive per se, right? And we have to take the bones out to eat the fish, right? So when we are going through these past life memories and doing the ancestral clearing, we have to remember that, hey, we do have to take the bones out, but we can eat the fish, and that fish is nourishing. So we come into holistic health by eating the fish, eating that which is good from these past life experiences and the ancestral gifts that we have, because we have ancestral traumas, we also have ancestral gifts. So with coming, so and perhaps those who chose pile 1 are on this have the desire to come into wholeness and health, healing, some type of healing, whether it is physical or emotional or spiritual, but you are on a path of healing and on a path of coming into wholeness within yourself. So that desire will be activated and reached in April. Activated. It could be it's being activated. You're going to go through a deeper up level, get to a different point of it, because there's always levels to it, right? As we on this journey, there's always levels. I don't know if it. I mean, our souls are everlasting, right, and eternal. So I guess it doesn't ever end. But if you are along the ride for the upgrade, then it is a constant upgrade. Once you clear a level, then it's like, okay, you ready for the next? Even if you look at the card, there's this, you here, but we got to go through all of this to get to here. So we go through the past life clearing, and all of it is transformation and catalyzation of, and that burning away of the old to spark and bring forth the new awakening, right? So you are going through transformation. Gentleness is the aligned action. And that transformation is very much to do with your past life, whether that's your past life or just ancestral clearing. But it could be a combination of both. So April will be not heavy. Well, it all depends on where you are, and it all depends on, if you're in resistance or if you're in flow with it, because really, these past life clearings can be very heavy. But at the same time, if we are on board and in full agreement with it and committed to the healing, getting into the holistic and willing to do the work, then it doesn't have to be so hard. It can actually be very enlightening and expanding and motivating and inspiring and all that good stuff. It doesn't have to be the heavy end of the stick. All right, so that's part 1. Your desire of wholeness and healing will be either activated, reached, or reaching another deeper level, expanding more into it during April. It is connected with your past life and your ancestral clearings, and those things have to be done. They will catalyze you into this healing. So the more and more you do it, the more and more you get into this holistic health. But the aligned action is gentleness, and that gentleness is giving, receiving, forgiving, accepting, hearing, listening, being on all parts of it, not really just staying on either or side of it. This gentleness, this compassion, this forgiveness is necessary. Okay, so there you go, pile one. I hope you enjoyed this. And, April, like I said, I see April as a very activating month, activating and awakening. And the first pile kind of confirms that. All right, so this is your reading for pile one. Just get ready and be gentle. Be gentle with yourself and others. Unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, okay? And just, walk towards your holistic health, one day at a time and one step at a time. And the only number here is 7. So that's also a really good sign, right? Integrate all of yourself, all that is happening around you. Integrate that. Don't stick with one thing, because 7 stands for the integration of many things, just like the rainbow, right? It's 7 colors, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on here, but it's the integration. The rainbow is not just the red or the yellow or the green or the blue. It is this beautiful integration of all of the colors of the rainbow. So that's what the 7, another thing that the 7 represents, is that full integration of all that is, right? The seen and the unseen, who you are now as well as who you were. Okay. All right. You got a little extra there, pile one. Have a beautiful week. Activate. Be gentle with yourselves. I hope you enjoyed this reading. All right. So we're going to clear this up and we're going to move right into pile 2. All right. I'll just use a little incense to clear that energy. And let's go into pile 2. Now, pile 2 was the burnt orange, right? So, hello, pile 2. Let's see what you chose. Let's see. And again, April is a very activating and awakening month. We are looking to see what aligned action we need to take in order to bring our desires together, or to manifest our desires during this month. And then once our desires are here, what are the potential outcomes? And remember, I always look at potentials. Nothing is set in stone until you write it. This is just helping you to write it or to not write it. Okay, so again, let's turn over pile 2, sanctuary, and blue. I love it. Ooh, Libyan gold, tektite. I love it already. Spiritual awakening, yes. Oh, pile 2. Woo, look at these colors. Blue and the energy of the reading, the creation, the desire. Wow, I love it. Okay, so pile 2, powerful. I'll just start off with that. Very powerful. So let's see what we have here. I'm getting excited. And there's a bonus card, so that means I might pull another card. Manifestation. Okay, so the aligned energy. So first of all, we have the primal goddess. I fuel, I consume. We have the spiritual awakening. So that's talking about the crown chakra, sanctuary, and Libyan gold tektite, which stands for manifestation. It's a symbol of manifestation. So the aligned action, again, I will say, is that sanctuary, right? Retreating. Let's read what it says. It says, good for you. It seems you've earned some time away from the chaos of life. It could be as small as a bubble bath or as big as a trip. Or maybe it's a small trip to a big bubble bath, or a normal sized trip to a tiny bubble bath. Or maybe you tripped and fell into someone's bath. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you with open arms. Just pick your favorite sanctuary and unplug for a bit, especially if a bath is involved. And this is a bonus card. So I'm going to pick another card and just see what this says because it says bonus. All right. So, pile two, your line action is sanctuary, right? April is going to be and this is the second pile, and the second pile that has an awakening card in it. So, that is a lot of confirmation, right? So April is a very activating month. We will be activated and awakened on different levels. It just depends on where we're at, but nothing ever comes to us that we cannot handle. So whatever new thing we are ready for, that is going to be activated, and the activation is coming from within you. Always remember that. So when the moment is outside of you, the strength or the tools needed that you use to overcome or to um what's the word, it's escaping me right now, not just to overcome but to flow with the moment, is from within. So always remember that, right? So this pile too, you guys need to take a break. Definitely take a break, pull back. You need that quiet space. And this also is almost like when you're pulled back, not just pulling back to work, because sometimes we pull back to do work, but this is pulling back to really relax and to rest and to recharge, right? And when you're able to do that during April, because what's coming now is like this is throughout the month, right? In terms for this pile too, because you're creating, right? This is exactly what the energy of desire is, using this Shakti primal Shiva energy, this primal energy right here, primal goddess energy. I feel like consume with the blue, with our authentic will and power, our voice to speak these things into manifestation, right? I just love how this reading played out. I just love the cards. So you are being asked, your aligned action during April is to take these moments of sanctuary when you need it so that you can keep this flow going. You know, there's just like four seasons, there's a season for everything. So there's a season of rest, there's a season of manifestation, there's a season of this creation in terms of that sacral energy where we're just in this internal space creating, right? From a very human perspective, internal kingdom, the spiritual and the sacral energy and the crown chakra. And then there's okay, our body needs to rest, and then it's okay, we're here, we're manifesting all of this that we were creating again from within. So, so take those moments during April, because it will be a very activating month. Take those moments of sanctuary, and that is the balance. That's the balance, and that's also what you need to feel comfortable in doing, because some people don't feel productive if they're not working, right? So if they're not manifesting or manifesting, right? So if we're not manifesting, we feel, oh my God, well, you know, what am I doing? What's my purpose? What all of that. But there's a very there's power in being able to just rest, and in that rest mode, that stillness, we are tapping in to our spiritual nature, and that's when we have a lot of our awakenings. You see, we use this primal goddess energy to fuel and to consume for the manifestation, but we also need the sanctuary for the spiritual awakening. So this pick is also in perfect balance, and also too, with it being two, the one in the one, you know, I love it. All right, so pile two, again, rest. Those during the month of April. I mean, this one is pretty quick, but I just love how it flowed through. And this is your crown chakra, right? So your awakenings are coming through your crown chakra, and you're creating the primal goddess. I feel, I consume creativity, passion, instinct, freedom, body wisdom, aliveness, right? So you are busy creating, but you also need that sanctuary in order for the spiritual awakening to come in and balance. Balance is the outcome if we're able to do this. So the aligned action again is that you need to take is sanctuary, knowing throughout the month I need to take a break. I need to be in balance. The desire is you will be manifesting. You are manifesting all of the things that you have been working on, and the outcome is this balance of the spiritual awakening and the creator, right? So you're getting it from that spiritual self, as well as you're creating from that human body, right? So the outcome is balance. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so continue to desire all that you wish to desire, pile two, and just handle it with joy and love, and allow yourself to rest so that this wheel of manifestation continues to spin and turn for you during this very activating month of April. Take that time out when you need to so that you can continue to manifest, as well as continue the spiritual awakening and the creating. Okay, lovely, lovely choice, pile two. Love it. All right, let's go into pile three. Pile two is beautiful energy. I love it. Okay, let's give it a little incense cleansing. Pile three. Let's see what pile three is gonna show up to be. All right, so pile three was the white shell. All right, again, we're looking at our desires and what aligned actions we need to take during the month of April. April is going to be a very activating month with a lot of awakening. And again, the awakening that we experience is all depends on where we all are on our paths, and we all will be activated and awakened based on what we are ready to come into, what we are ready to form into, and what we are ready to transform into and step into, right? So don't be afraid of what is showing up in your life that is causing you to take a look and pay attention, because that attention grab is taking you to your next level. Okay, so spirit is guiding me to say this before I reveal the cards. So let's see pile three. Let's see what your activating April is going to be about, and the desire that is coming into play, as well as the aligned action that you need in order to keep on rolling. All right. Okay. Ooh, ideal partnership. Okay. Rose quartz, inner child. 21, communication. And that, oh my God, ideal partnership, the pink and the blue, like hello. And, oh my Lord, I love these cards. I love it. I love it. Okay, so pile three, ideal partnership coming in to partnership with yourself as well as others. There's always this internal external thing that we have to go through, and we can't ignore. If we're dealing with the internal partner, that higher self, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And then we also have to deal with the external, right? It's never a we can never ignore one. We It's good for us to be in balance, right? Okay, so ideal partnership, and partnership could also be businesses, doesn't always have to be relationships, could also be friendships too. Spirit is guiding me there. I am a rare and precious find, and my brilliance will be reflected back to me when I am paired with a true match. My ideal partnership and working relationships are easy and free flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And to paraphrase Rumi, what I'm looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumi right now. Hmm. Okay, so this pile three, this is definitely talking about um well, it's partnership internally and externally, because it says inner child. So we can it's not just the external mate. It is this coming into union with yourself, looking at yourself, loving yourself. Also saying again, you see this card says, I deserve greatness. Okay, so knowing, and that's where that inner child comes in the rose quartz. So your aligned action is self love, unconditional love for yourself, first and foremost. This is a healing, healing, healing internally for you. And while the aligned action is coming into wholeness with yourself, right? I'm going to use this card here. It's a blue energy. I'm going to use this to signify. I'm taking the color of the card, which is the masculine, and the color of this card, which is the feminine. So you coming into this divine union within yourself first and foremost. And the people who chose pile three might be looking for the external partner, the ideal partner, but the aligned action is coming into wholeness within yourself, the divine masculine and divine feminine, and accepting all that is within you, unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, and knowing your worth. I am great and I deserve greatness, right? So we have to see ourselves as the creme de la creme before anybody else can tell us, hey, you're la creme de la creme. Because if we don't see it with our own eyes, then anybody could then come to us and say, oh, no, you're not the creme de la creme. You're just the piece of crap. Right? So if we're going to believe that we are the la creme de la creme, let's believe it from ourselves, saying, you know what, that's what I see myself as, not because you see me as that, right? So the aligned action is self-love, self-care, unconditional love to yourself, unconditional acceptance of all that you are, allowing this inner child. The inner child is that part of yourself that you are ashamed or scared to let be, because in the past you've been told it's not acceptable, or you're not good enough, or that's just not for you. But there's a very deep part of yourself that says, yeah, I know I can do this. I just need to stop asking for other people's permission to become this, right? So that is a very important part, pile three, for your activation and awakening drawing April. And if you're able to do that, and a part of your search for the outer love is coming into this wholeness within yourself first and healing that inner child. So again, that is the aligned action. The ideal partner is well, the divine masculine and divine feminine, as they come together and they create the inner child. So just like the mother, father, child, divine masculine, divine feminine, they create the one. and the two create the three, or the one and the two create the child, the three, right? That third piece, right? So we come into full union of ourselves, and with that, we are able to create. And that inner child that is the creative being within ourselves, and we're no longer saying to that inner child, no, this creation isn't going to work. No, you can't create that because I don't know, it might, the boss is going to think, or no, you can't create that because the neighbors are not going to like the noise, or you can't create that because pastor isn't going to want us to come to church anymore, or, or whatever it is, so we accept fully that inner child and all of his or her gifts, and that is you, right? That's your gifts and talents that are still buried within you, that you're not allowing to come out because of either your lack of acceptance or your perceived lack of acceptance from those around you. But it really speaks to you and who you are, and it will help you come into the alignment. So if you are able to um, do the inner child healing work during this month of April, what you see showing up will be guiding you to heal this inner child, so that when the ideal partner shows up, you are in a place of alignment with yourself, not looking for that ideal partner to bring that alignment to you. And the communication, again, as we come into more and more of ourselves and we heal this inner child, we have to listen and we also have to speak, because we don't get there without that. And it's this communication, this 21 again, is this three, the Trinity energy: divine masculine, divine feminine, inner child, the Holy Spirit. The one plus the two creates the three. And in creating the three, you create your authenticity and you're able to speak your truth. So that is what brings you into more and more alignment, right? The sacral tool of the wand. And what is that wand? When you have that wand, it says, you know what? When I speak and I use my wand, let's just say this is my wand, right? So I speak and I say, what? Abracadabra, right? That's what we think about when we see the word wand. We think of that magic, right? And even with magic, we have to use our voice to speak, right? So the aligned action and the wand, it says we enjoy, we slow down, we strengthen, we open, we sensitize, because we're coming into this alignment with ourselves and we are communicating. I love how this is already set up like that. We're communicating with our higher self. But if you see this wand, it's going horizontally, and it says to sensitize. That too could represent the emotional healing, because that east to west is, north, south, south, north is our higher self. But that east to west, a lot of that is again, our past life experiences, our emotional body, our traumas, the things we have to clear out. So our emotions, right? So if we can, through this inner child healing, through this communication, through speaking our voice, telling our story, telling our truth, slowing down, strengthening, opening up to the healing, because when we go through this process, we can't stay in a closed box. We have to really expand, open our mind, open our heart, open our mouth to receive the healing, to receive the healing, to receive the healing, to strengthen, right? So it's really coming into a wholeness of ourselves and realizing that I am the wand. We have the crystal, even like the feathers, use the feather, but really we are the wand, because it's us. We're using our own energy. We have all of these things around us, and we use them to merge and to receive and to clear, but the power is within us. So we align all that is within us We open, we release, we receive, we strengthen, we melt, we sensitize. It's like this card is saying open and close, slow down, but open up, strengthen, but sensitize, right? And enjoy it all. And really, because that's coming into the alignment of it takes so much. You have to do this and that and that and that, but you give, you receive, you get, you lose, you all of that, you cry, you're angry, you're happy, all of it. But the end of the journey, you're in alignment, right? It's that shake up to wake up, right? So, pile three. With all that said, your aligned action is self-love. Your aligned action is coming into inner wholeness of yourself, healing the inner child. Your aligned action is healing of the inner child, doing the inner child work. If you need help with that, please contact me. I have done a lot of work myself, and I am here to help anybody that needs help with that. So your aligned action is really focusing on that inner child and healing that inner child, which is an unconditional acceptance of self and unconditional love of self, loving all parts of yourself, and communicating your truth, communicating what you want, and your desired action. If you do all of this stuff, your desired actions will bring you into alignment where you see yourself and you see who you are, and you're able to use the gifts and the talents of this inner child to create for you to come into alignment where you see that, hey, I am the one, right? And you can enjoy life. You can slow down a little bit. You can be strong, you can be open, and you can be sensitive, and that's really where you want to be with life. You want to be wise, you want to be open, you want to have joy, you want to have relaxation, you want to be sensitive enough to connect with all that is around you. You want to be strong enough to handle anything that comes your way. You want to be open to receive all of the good stuff, right? So this is where it brings you into alignment, which is a pretty good place to be. So take the tests, take the trials, take the challenges that April will be activating you into. Remember, like the celestial prophecy says, these prophecies, they happen through us, So when you feel like, ooh, this is a big moment, or ooh, this is something I can't handle, know that it's all happening for you to come into healing of that inner child so that you can come into full alignment with yourself, as well as meet this ideal partner, which might be an external or an internal desire for you. Okay, so I hope this helps you and gives you some good insight and direction for April pile three. All right, let's go into pile four, the last pile. All right, and this is the pile that I chose. All right, so let's just see what pile four reveals. All right. All right, hello, pile four. Again, we're looking at our desires. What aligned action needs to take place during the month of April, because April will be a very activating month, activating and awakening. So we're looking at the aligned action that we need to take during this month, as well as once our desires come into play, what is the potential outcome of bringing our desires into fruition? Because sometimes um, we're asking for things and we don't really know why. Or we know why, but when it arrives, it's for so much more than we even envisioned, right? I always say, hey, I hope what I expect happens or something better, right? So let's see what activating April is going beauty to bring us. I love it already. Ah, there it is. Oh, and I was like, I don't know. I was 100% sure about number four, and but I just was like, I don't know what it's gonna say because I looked at number two and I was thinking, oh my God, I like this one. But here it is, yeah, and I resonate completely, especially with that red crystal, because this is my latest purchase, which is the ruby red crystals. All right, so here we go. And the peacock. So aligned action. So the first card says beauty, right? The second card is the ruby shining. Third, self mastery and the unknown. So I would say for this, the aligned action is staying in the mind frame and the mindset of beauty. And what that speaks to, I'll read the card shortly, but what that speaks to for me is always having that optimistic view and always having the vision of the higher self and the highest outcomes, just like what I was saying at the beginning. If what I expect doesn't happen, let something better than even what I'm planning to happen. There's no going down. I say a lot too, stay in the garden, because in the garden there's good, and we always have to look at and expect and speak into the good, because we're talking about our desires here. So again, we're using that creative, passionate energy from our sacral, and the blue, we're using the orange and the blue to bring forth our desires. The orange is that sacral energy, and the blue is that speaking it into existence, our throat chakra, right? So when we're speaking and planning and talking and expressing ourselves, we need to stay in the mindset of beauty. And that helps to manifest the beautiful world that we want to experience. So let's see what it says. It says, I'm beautiful even when I don't think. I'm beautiful even when I don't see it. I'm beautiful no matter how many people don't say it. I'm beautiful and I don't even care if you know it. I'm beautiful, which is why I don't have to try so hard all the time to show it. I love it. So, the aligned action, I would say, knowing your worth. From reading that description again, knowing your worth. And again, no one has to tell you that. It's like this confidence, self-confidence. Pile 3 was to come into that self-love. So for pile 4, you got that, you have that, is to stay in that confidence, that again, that solar plexus energy, where you don't need anybody else to confirm it for you. You know it, right? So that aligned action is your confidence. And with that confidence, you're able to speak that beauty always, that beauty of yourself, as well as that the beauty of the world. And you're confident in that. Stay in that, because it's shine. It's time to shine. Right? And that's why and the peacock and the beauty and the shine in ruby, I mean, it's perfect, right? It's in perfect alignment. So you're not here to be, the line action is to be seen, to shine that light, to use your beauty to shine that light. And it's an internal beauty as well as an external beauty, but you don't have to announce it, right? You don't have to flaunt it, even though that's the sign of the peacock, right? Flaunting its beauty, but it's your natural beauty. And you also have to know that you don't need to flaunt it because it's your natural beauty. Who you are is beautiful, right? So stay in that knowing, stay in that confidence, and also stay in that self-value and self-appreciation of yourself. So don't let that doubt, don't let any self-doubt come in, don't let any self criticism come in. So stay in the positive mind frame of, hey, I know I'm beautiful and I know I'm here to shine, right? So that is the aligned action. Um, what does it bring forth? It's bringing forth your self mastery. And again, it says the unknown, the frequency of the black. And remember, again, we're talking about bringing our desires into manifestation during the month of April. So the unknown is that we're tapping in to the unknown. And in that unknown, this is the black. Now you see all these colors, and that is usually comes out with the white, right? They say the white has all the colors in it, but the black is holding all of these things in it too, holding all of these colors in it too. So when we tap in to the black, and again, it's having this again, remember I said confidence and courage because you're shining and you're able to shine in this frequency of the unknown. And that is why you have to, that this aligned action of the mindset of beauty is so important, because you have to know that, hey, I can walk through this unknown moment and shine and be beautiful. I don't need anybody else around me to tell me I'm beautiful or it's going to be okay. I have that confidence and courage, right? The stepping into the unknown, the frequency of black, receptive, listening, emptying. Boy, oh boy. Follow, regenerative, rebirth, renewal, change. I should have put money on it. I listen, I am in I've been saying to people I'm practicing kenosis right now. I have a story, but I don't want the video to be so long. But um I guess I have to share it. It's only here to be shared, and that's why it happened. I went to a funeral the this weekend, and somebody stole my wallet out of my bag, and I didn't have much cash in it. I think that's why I felt like, oh, I could just leave the wallet there and it'll be fine. Not much is in it, but somebody went in that bag and they stole the wallet. I also had a $400 crystal in there. They didn't take that, but they took the wallet with about 15 bucks in it. And I did not realize until Sunday night. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm just catching that. Hey, my whole wallet is gone. Long story short, I got a call Monday morning. I wasn't able to pick it up. The person called again last night, 11:30 p.m. It was the police telling me that they had my wallet. I got it today. Everything was in it except the cash, my bank card, my NIB card, my driver's license. But when I realized that it was gone, I said to myself, wow, I am practicing kenosis, which is emptying, and that is showing up on so many different levels that I know that this too is confirmation of me being emptied to start over with all of my creative talents, this regeneration, this rebirth, this renewal, this change. And we have to be open to this. We have to be receptive to the moments of change, the moments of transformation. And that beauty is what you display in these moments of darkness. Because, I didn't mention it to too many people, but the one or two people that I did mention it to, they said, Akita, I'm so surprised how you're handling it. And I didn't take a second guess because I was already so comfortable in the space of emptiness, knowing that I don't need to, my joy, my love, my happiness does not come from those material things. But yeah, I'm glad I got it back. right? But I just wanted to share that. Spirit just, I guess, wanted me to share that because as soon as and that's why I couldn't do this any day earlier than today because I needed, I guess, to have that whole story out there to share with you guys. And that's how spirit works. That is how spirit works. So, pile four, this is so personal to me. It's crazy. Um, your aligned action is beauty and staying optimistic. No matter what happens, stay optimistic because your light is going to help people and yourself through these dark moments, and your light is needed to shine in the darkness and to really understand what that shining and moments of darkness is, um and the desires that are gonna come through, and you reaching the desire is your desire of self-mastery, because that is my desire for life. My purpose for life is self mastery. So, during this month of April, those of you like myself that picked Pile 4, you will be going through activations and awakenings to bring you closer and closer to your journey and to your point of self mastery. And it is the number 15, which comes to 6, which is creation. Okay, so I hope this message resonates with you as much as it resonated with me. And thank you so much for joining me. And may all of you have a wonderful, wonderful, activating and awakening April. My name is Akita Akari Aurora. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Spirit Prescriptions. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Love you all.